Welcome back to War Thunder and welcome back to the Heavy Tank number 6, to one of the most remarkable battles that I've played, I guess, ever. And not for the very best reasons, to be honest. And we are here together with the Germans and we are having a little tiger spam. Very unusual. And it has nothing to do with the new shell that is so awesome. No, 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 no. But back to the match itself. It's here on the new map, Abandoned Factory, and I really love this map. It's not just that I like it, I love it. It's such a simple map design, but so good executed. Hats off to the map designers. They have outdone themselves. While the map is kind of close quarter engagements, you still can snipe. While it is, urban environment, you still have a lot of places to go, hull down to hide. And while it is very open, you still have very good terrain. It's almost everywhere hard terrain, so your tanks can move and maneuver and are not stuck. Now, being kind of somebody that has played a lot of games in War Thunder, I always try to, invent my playstyle a bit new, so to speak. I don't know if that makes sense for you, but in simple words, I try out new stuff from time to time. And in my Tiger tank review, I said that the Panther is more like the better heavy tank, at least from the front. And that the Tiger has a surprising amount of mobility, so I kind of use it as a medium tank. That means flanking. Do you see the barrel right in the wall? Yes. I just saved myself, killing the gunner and the loader of this Su-152 and finishing him off. Nice result right there. This new shell is just awesome. While it features less penetration, it features 160 grams of TNT equivalent. And I love that. So, let's move on. And I try to clear the flank, because when there is one thing that German and Japanese teams in particular are vulnerable for, it is flanking action. I have no idea where this shell went, but he just took out my transmission. I aim for the left hand side of the turret, taking out his gunner and nicely as well the driver. So he stands still and I finish him off with the next shell on the right hand side of the turret. So, and 30 seconds repair time? Really? Oh man. Well, we just have to wait, don't we? So, that are the first few minutes of the game. 2 kills, no real damage, the crew is still intact. And I have to say, it's gonna be a lot of games that I have to play in the Heavy Tank number 6, because this is the tank that I actually used to grind. And there is nothing better for a German tank fanboy like me than to use kind of the export version of it. Now, the Heavy Tank number 6 is more or less a Tiger E without the APCR at a lower battle rating. And again, you don't have the bad stuff with like the interference of the smoke launchers. And I just simply love that. So, British AAA. One right through the front of the vehicle. The shell did not even explode, but the shrapnels from the penetration were enough. So that's my 3rd kill. Okay, granted, the one was a tank destroyer where I had the first shot off. The second one was a tank that just couldn't finish me. And the third was a AAA, and the fourth was also a AAA that I finished off with the machine gun. And do I see my 5th victim here? Yes, one right through the engine of this British AAA. I can't recall the name though. Yeah, and that's the thing, they have 2 in the chassis, 2 crew members in the chassis. That's why a turret hit is mostly not lethal. Crippling, but not lethal. But that's my ace right there. And we're not even 5 minutes into the game. I think that's a great result right there. But still, it doesn't really feel why this is the greatest battle, or one of the greatest battles that I've played. it has nothing to do with the opening scenes. But please remember that I'm in a grinding focus, so I have to make over 500,000 research points to get out of tier 4, you know. And I just have effectively just one premium tank. And I don't want to waste my boosters that I've collected so far on tank maps. I think it is also kind of a bit of a shame that I do it now in realistic. I don't feel like that realistic really gives me a better trade, so to speak, with the research points per kills overall. And I just can't reload to finish off this SU-85, but it doesn't matter. I finished off the SU-152 from behind. Good result right there. And you can see my team is almost eliminated. There are not many players left alive. And I'm coming from the rear, from a direction where the enemy does not expect me. So if they have laid ambushes, they don't expect me coming from there. And I finish off this T-34-85. He was laying in an ambush. Good result right there. That's my 7th kill. That's a really great battle, to be honest, up until right there. It is a good battle, don't get me wrong. But it wouldn't be one of those battles that I'd say is the battle, okay? And then there is an SU-85. I see a second one coming right there, but I have to finish off this one. And I wanted to prepare myself. 8th kill. It's not good enough. Yeah, I tried to angle myself against the SU-85. I also angled relatively good against this IS-2, but it was not good enough. And now I'm taking the Sherman, the M4A3, which kind of surprisingly has a battle rating of 5.0. The American counterpart has a battle rating of 5.3. I just looked at the stats and I couldn't make out any significant difference. Now, what is great about this tank? It has a rather great 76mm gun, and I love it. While it doesn't perform as well in terms of penetration like the Sherman 75mm that is mounted on the Panzer IV, it does the job anyways. Good result right there. Getting my revenge on this IS-2. Removing one of the most dangerous guns from the battlefield. 9 kills. That's a really good match. But sadly I lost my target. You know, I kind of still have the... did you see that tank? Yeah, I saw it. I saw it. I want just to grind. And, you know, at this point, I already thought, well, the battle is lost. Why actually carry on? Because when you lose the battle anyway, it's just a waste of time, isn't it? Yeah, there is the will to fight and all that that so many people say you have to have. And I agree. If you really want to play competitive, you need the will to carry on. But I want to grind, you know. I don't want to waste my time in a battle that is already lost, dragging it out. That is one of the things that I really hate about air realistic battles, when the battle is already decided, right? But there is one bomber left. It's mostly an American bomber, but you get the point. And now watch this. That was actually a bit of misplay. I know that there are more enemies to come, and I see the enemy right now. I stop, I aim, I shoot, and my shell doesn't go through the turret front of the IS-1 because I hit the portion where the gun mantle and the turret front match. I have a lot of spawn points, and so I decided to get into the Chinook. I played with the thought of getting the M24, but I then picked the Chinook. I haven't played many of those tanks before that, so most of them I play right now. I have not even looked at the stats. I know that the gun has less than 100 millimeters of penetration, but I thought it could work. It could work. Now, I want to get my revenge on this IS-1. And he was not really the sharpest tool in the box, aside from his reaction. This is not meant as an insult, but he was stationary, he laid an ambush, and it took him a long time to get his gun pointed at an obvious target. So I think I can make it to that point and take him out from behind, hopefully. Then I see this plane, and I think to myself, what if? What if he shoots me? Yeah. 20 millimeters go through this tank like nothing. So I found my answer there. No, what can I use now? Soki, the AAA fun vehicle. I have the stock belts, which are a great mixture of armor piercing and high explosive. And I want to get my revenge. Well, revenge denied. At least I got a supporting fire. The supporting fire, by the way, is really rare, and when you want to get it, it takes hours, like in the events. So yeah, really great team play is acquired to do so. And at the end of the day, you know, those events that are currently running for the reward vehicles, they are not the best. And again, a lot of hits in this Peshka, I guess. And the Peshka seems to crash. That was a violent crash. And I hear a ZSU 37 hammering. It's a very unique hammering. It is not as unique as the hammering of the ZSU 57, but you get the point. And I think I can deal with him, because it doesn't have a lot of armor, and I have, I'm a AAA, so it's AAA versus AAA, right? And whoever gets the first shot off might succeed. That's another Peshka, and I get the kill. Nice. That was my 11th kill, by the way. So I'm already past the double A's, and I really did not actually realize it. And this is the part where I say that this map is great, because I can now sneak around behind those concrete walls. By the way, they are included in the destructible environment, so to speak. And so I can sneak around undetected. And I thought I have seen him. This is around the area where I have heard the hammering from. Look around. No, that's a normal truck. So you really have to be very careful where you drive, especially in those late stages of the game. And I kind of make a mistake driving here that openly. And I want to see who's capping. I could have killed the PT-76, but I have actually no real chance to kill this M6. But I tried anyway to mark him, to make him panic a little bit. But where's the AAA? And he misses me. And I take out his commander, his gun breach, gunner, machine gunner. I hammer him. And now I'm orientating myself purely on the hit cam. And I kill the last enemy. 12th kill, the dozen of kills, but it doesn't matter. The T-34 57 kills me with one shot. Yeah, what to take now? What to take now? Well, again, a backup? No, this tank has not proven itself. Take something very reliable, the Chaffee. And this is where I say that light tanks become extremely dangerous, and I'm proving it right now. And what you're about to see is one of the greatest aspects of realistic battles, and also one of the most reminding features of realistic battles, I think. This battle will stick to my mind for a very long time. And yes, I said that a bit too often lately, but this battle... Now, I've featured a double ace gameplay in my Leopard already. By the way, killing this PT-76, not a great deal, is it? 13th kill. And I was not shot with the machine gun, so nobody knows where I am. But I see probably the smoke column. You know, when you have no idea where one of the last enemies is, look at where your teammates get killed. That's a good indication. Yeah. So I have this M6 in mind, and I also kind of remember the position of the IS-1. Do you remember? Yeah. He screws up royally. There are the barrels. I did not know at the time. And I hear a gun firing. I see the blast. Oh boy, there he is. Has he seen me? Doesn't seem like it. What is he doing? Doesn't matter. I have his turret. Great result right there. But I did not even knock out the gun breach. And now he has no idea what he's doing. And I just damaged the engine. But I set him on fire. And now he tries to swing his turret around. But I reload before that. 14th kill. Now I don't know if I was spotted or not. And now, again, a thought comes through my mind. I have to decap. But I don't want to cap. Because that would give my position away, right? So I have to get into the cap circle and just, decap it. It will decap itself. And that will alarm the enemy. And now the second thought is, where will they be? They are spawn camping for sure. Because that is what everybody is doing at this state of the game, right? So I can ambush those who wanted to ambush me. At least in theory. Great driving by me. Superb driving. I really deserve my driver license. I really do. Yes, yes. And now I expect him to be there. And look at that. Oh man, there's the M6. Oh, ISU 152. I hit him, flash on, gunner, loader, and commander. Good result right there. He tries to panic. And now it's prioritizing. I have to immobilize him. I could have potentially killed him, but the safe shot is the better shot. And now the M6. What is he doing? What is he doing? Wait for him. Wait for him. He turns the turret. Bad mistake. And I can finish off the SU-152. 15th kill. And 16th kill. This is why a light tank is so disastrous for the enemy team at late game stages. When you have the right ammunition. A super Hellcat or a Hellcat in this situation would be as effective. And there is another one going back for the cap. That's my 17th kill. Can you believe that? But all good things must come to an end. I killed so many enemies. At some point I have to overlook something. And indeed, before I can react, this guy just... There's nothing I can do. Took him a while though. And that was, by the way, just like that, an ace in the Chaffee. I like the map. I like the map design. What I don't like are the odds that you have to face against. And while I think that the Tiger is a really great tank, spamming it out in the beginning just, is really a bad thing, because you have to kill so many enemies to get back the spawn points to respawn in anything else. So when you get killed by a medium tank, you're dead, you're out of the match. And this is why the team crumbled so early on. And that is one of the heartbreaking results. 1 airplane, 16 tanks, 1 assist, 78,000 silver lines, 5,089 modification research points, 6,528 research points for the vehicle on a loss. Can you believe that? 4,346 score points. And you see, those who remained with me really did a great job. And yeah, a big shout out to Bjorn666PL for, you know, cheering me up in the chat a little bit, if you might recall it. So that is one of those battles, you know. So yeah, let me know in the comment section what you think about this kind of carrying on despite the odds and so on. Anyways, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Give this video a like if you did. Subscribe if you want to see more. And we'll see each other on the battlefields of War Thunder.